What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Friend Zone podcast. Nick, as always, got my boy Josh and Kyle here on my right. Let's get right into it, boys. What we got today?
All right, so the first thing we're going to get into is what's an experience that changed your life forever? What do you think changed it all? It could be like in terms of what you want to do,
I
like
have
purpose,
one.
or something that just changed your view on things.
There's a reason why, well, partly a reason why I don't curse necessarily, like say F, like the F word or all these words. When I was in middle school, or when I was in elementary school, guys.
In middle school?
Elementary school. There was, this is making me sound so bad, but I'm glad I learned my lesson. There was this kid who had like autism, and he would like repeat back a lot of like what you would say. And like this is when I was like maybe like in first grade, second grade. So like that was so bad I was saying any bad word. Maybe it was like second or third grade, but I think I had long hair, so like third grade. I used to have really like big locks when I was in third grade. Like I got made fun of, and like my, you know, like my nails were like naturally just really pink. I feel like all, how many yours? Yeah. Let me see yours actually.
So random.
Let me see your hand. Show me your nails. Yeah, you can have pink nails too. Not as much though as me. I guess it depends on your skin color. Anyways, I would basically like it was a bunch of us doing it in the lunchroom, just like saying a bunch of bad words, and I thought I was being all like cool, like and like funny. Obviously, now looking back, it's effed up. Do not do that. And so I said like a bunch of
Have
bad.
some fun.
I said a bunch of bad words that he would just repeat, and then I think like he remembered the words and just started saying them in class or just like walking around. And then like a teacher like asked him like, who told you those words, or like asked about it, and then like I got bagged and so did a bunch of other kids. Jesus Christ, that scared me.
Turn that off.
1 second, sorry.
Good boy.
And so and so I got bagged, and I was like just so traumatized by that experience, and honestly embarrassed too, just because I knew that like my mom was gonna,
Traumatized by what?
by like making like I don't know, I feel like I was making fun of the kid and like just like abusing. I don't know.
Oh wait, these words were directed at him?
No, like I was like repeat back like this word or something, like and whispered it in his ear, and then I just felt really bad and felt very ashamed, especially because of like my mom and the conversation we had, and of course like getting in trouble, and then like I thought it was funny and everything at that point, but obviously regret it now and regret it at that point, but live and learn. And that's probably the reason why I don't curse as much, because I really just had me not wanting to do it for the longest time, and then I had my cousins too that would like always curse and would like beat me up and tell me not to curse too. So those experiences are definitely shaped me into how I am now and moving into the future. Because like since I haven't cursed really at all, like unless I make an effort of trying to like implement it, it's not natural. Like it won't just come out. Whereas other people, I feel like it's just like something like my mom and like my friends, they curse all the time. I feel like it's just natural. So yeah.
What about you, King?
I told you this briefly once.
Yeah.
Fell asleep while driving. Totaled the car.
Oh yeah, on your way to like from to school, right? Early in the morning.
Sure.
Oh no. Oh, that was Marco. Never mind. I mean,
Wrong friend. Name dropping is crazy.
But fell asleep. Easily could have died, but seatbelt saved me. Had to get the car towed.
oh, you woke
Yeah.
up from like when you were crashed already.
No, I woke up like before I crashed because I was like, wait, the car doesn't feel like it's going straight anymore. So I guess that taught me to like.
Did you doze off and then you like woke up and when you like you crashed and then or you were dozing off and then you realized you were gonna crash and that's how you totaled your car?
Yeah.
That's how.
And I couldn't like
Yeah.
I couldn't veer off to the road. It was too late. So luckily it was like 3 in the morning because I mean I wouldn't have fallen asleep
Wait,
during
didn't
the
you
day.
flip? You did a flip, right?
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
So
You're lucky to be alive, honestly.
Facts.
No, seriously, bro.
I
You
know.
could have died.
I know.
It'd just be us two talking right now too. So glad you're here.
Thank you.
Wow, man.
Yeah, the police was like, he's like, dude, you could be dead right now. And
You're
the,
just there like,
and the truck driver doubled down. He's like, bro, are you good? Like, what the fuck?
are you
But,
alive right now?
but yeah, seatbelt saved me naturally. Wear your seatbelts.
Facts.
And
Seatbelt
Yeah.
swag.
I guess it just taught me to like appreciate life more. I mean, after that, I definitely appreciate everything more, especially my friends. I guess I can say I have like more. Well, I mean, I probably have more love for you guys, anyways. But now I see you guys pretty often. Like, I love you guys. So yeah, I mean, like it happened to anyone too. So yeah. appreciate
you.
things.
I just want to say something really quickly, Josh, before you go. Something happened similar to me, but thankfully we didn't total. Well, the car wasn't total, thankfully, but I was driving from our friend who was in town for a little bit, and we were driving from Arlington here, and bro, like I think halfway into it, I was like good, but then halfway into it, bro, I was just like falling asleep, and I was like trying so hard. And I remember we were going down the road before you get into this neighborhood, there's like bumps, like speed humps, like on that road, like going towards IHOP. That road, that's like if you keep going straight from it, you hit IHOP, dude. And I remember I was driving, I hit one, and then I was like, okay, come on, like we're almost there. And I like started dozing off, and then we went freaking like I just was driving like 30 miles per hour and then hit the curb, and I was like, oh shoot! But I was so tired, that didn't even like help me. And then I pull into like the neighborhood, starting to drive, and honestly, like I'm looking back at it, obviously like it could have been way worse. But honestly, kind of got lucky, but just definitely something that I don't want ever to happen again. I started dozing off, and then freaking Josh was like, Nick, wake up or something. Because he was slumped the entire time. He was like, Nick. And I woke up, and like I hit, like there's like a bunch of rocks that these people have like on the side of their house. And I just like hit it. It was like boom, boom, boom. And then I don't know how I was still able to drive. My tire was flat, and like my coolant like got speared up, and I still have like a little dent in the front of my car. But imagine if it was like a car or like a divot where like we just go in, dude. Like it could have been so bad. Or a person. I think if it was like late at night,
We would have died.
It could have been, yeah, honestly. And that just had me shook. So I definitely can relate to that. Just, yeah, man, just got to be careful in terms of driving. If you're tired, definitely just pull over
over,
or
sleep,
just don't drive, or just Uber.
Thanks, Uber.
Yeah.
Let me think. For me, I could think of like a couple, but
Nice.
some of them are a little too deep. But I would say probably one would be transferring senior year and going to O'Connell, because I was at an all boys school. Didn't really rock with it. But then going to O'Connell, like got to meet you and some of the other boys, and that was just like really, really nice. Because high school for me was just like but going to O'Connell was just so much more fun.
Hell
And I
yeah.
think it was like the springboard that made like that summer and then college just so much better. So I think that's for me. Next thing we're gonna get into is is it ever okay to date a friend's ex?
Oh my God. Before we get into this, I need to check on this recording. And we're back.
We're back. Is it ever okay to date a friend's ex?
I've done this before, guys. The answer is no.
You've dated a friend's
Not dated,
ex?
but like I've talked to and. No, like I'm gonna keep it real, guys. It's happened to me before, yeah. And that was actually another experience or lesson where I can now say that's not a good idea. A really good friend of mine was dating this girl back like in middle school for like 2 years, like a year and a half, 2 years. See, back then that's huge. And then
I thought you were gonna say something.
maybe it was like a
recent.
year actually, maybe not 2 years. I think it was like a year and some change. But that's like a year back then in middle school. That's a long time. That's like a lifetime. And then they stopped talking, and then maybe like 2-3 months go by, and the summer comes around. We're still in middle school, and we never dated, but like I was like messing around with her, and that obviously made a huge mess. I guess like now it'd kind of be different, because I mean, I hope. Yeah, no, I mean, like I feel like it's not like how it was back in middle school, how it is now in terms of like the dating and social scene and everything. But nonetheless, yeah, we started kind of like hooking up, not like having sex or anything, but like making out and everything. And even though they weren't dating, that was still his ex, and obviously should feel a type of way about that, and it just wasn't right. And I was just like a little horny mother effer, honestly, and definitely shouldn't have done that. And yeah, it just caused a lot of problems. And so to answer your question, dating someone's ex, I don't think that's ever good, unless like they dated like in middle school, or like in middle school, and like you guys like meet up like in college or something, or like when you're older. Like I feel like if like, I don't know, also too like your best friend too. If it was like your best friend, that's like a little bit weirder. But like if it's like a friend that like I like see in like passing every now and then honestly, yeah. But if it's like one of you guys, maybe, unless like you guys dated like in elementary school and I'm meeting her when I'm like 25, 26, would you feel a certain way about that? If it was like child's play?
If it was from back then, no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I think if it's recent right now, then hell no, cannot do that.
The only way I do
Cannot
that
do
is
that.
if like I wasn't friends with that guy anymore or something. Yeah, because then I wouldn't care at that point.
What do you think?
So no,
What I just
basically.
said.
Unless it's been a long time.
Overall, no. But
Yeah,
like
overall,
I said,
no.
like I'm not talking.
You
about
think
that, I don't
yes?
care.
Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. I don't think it's I don't think it's okay to date one of your friend's ex, but I think there's a but, and I think it depends. This is where I think it depends. Obviously, if it's one of your best friends,
My ex isn't
like,
safe.
bro, chill. If it's like one of your best friends, no. Depending on how they break up or how it ends, like obviously no. And I think like in the cases where I think it's okay is if like the example you brought up, like if it was like back when you were kids and you were younger,
Yeah.
like and now you talk to them, that's completely different. Like so much time has passed.
What if it was like when we were 50?
Like let's say like right
Let's say,
now.
okay, let's just say
Okay.
right now. I know. Okay, let's just
Okay,
say
so like
now.
right now, and then like situations
My
over,
latest ex. Okay, but whatever.
and then like when we're 50, I'm just like, wait, I'm into her.
Yeah.
Bro, that's fucked. Like no, that's
Are you
different.
married already?
Yeah. What if I'm married already and living a happy life?
Bro, still no,
Nah,
no.
well-
But I think, that's crazy. Okay, obviously,
30
I think
years?
I think it depends. Like, obviously, how much time has passed. If you're in a relationship and if it bothers your boy, like if your boy isn't cool with it, then you shouldn't go with it. But I think there are always exceptions to the rules and there are outliers. Like for me, I'm not gonna name drop, but like I have like there was a person where I was just like that like dated one of my boys, and I was like, what are you doing? Like, no, it's not like that.
Wait,
I'm just-
what do you mean? What are you doing?
Like, what are you?
I'm right here.
Like, what are you, like low key, like
this
the
thing
girl,
on?
I'm just like, bro, like, come back to me, come back home. But like, in all seriousness, no. But like, me and her were friends, and like, I was interested at one point or another.
Bro, I'm not bringing any white girls around you.
Bro, oh my god, relax. But me and her were friends, and I was interested at one point. But because like I value that friendship with my boy,
Yeah.
I wouldn't spit game. But like if he didn't care, and like obviously the situation is different, like where I'm at and she's at,
Yeah.
then I'd be open to it. But like obviously like timing plays into a part of it. Like now, like I'm not interested.
Yeah.
So
I can
like
see
I
that.
don't know. I think it depends.
Yeah.
But I would say overall I agree. No. But I think there are definitely like outliers and exceptions
Of
to the
course,
rule.
always, yeah.
Because I'm sure like let's say I was dating like some girl that like checked off every single one of your boxes, but I'm with her and after a month I'm just like this isn't it. And then like after like 3 months you're just like wait, I'm kind of interested in her. Can I talk
Does it
to her?
bother you though? If it doesn't bother you, then
That's why I think you have to ask your boy. Like for me, like if you're just like, bro, like she means this much to me. Like I've been texting her a little bit, and like she checks off all these things. I'd be like, bro, go for it. Even if I'm not with somebody.
But what if like you're just saying that just because you don't want to be, because you're not dating, so it
I
can be
wouldn't?
whatever you
I
want.
wouldn't say something unless I meant it.
True, yeah.
I wouldn't be like, yeah, go for it, and then die on the inside. No, because forget about the girl. You're gonna be my boy, so I'd have to see that every day. No thanks.
What if your friend got mad at you for even asking?
Then it's definitely a no.
Then yeah, it's a definite no. And
No,
then
I'm
I'd be like, I'm sorry, it's something I thought about, but like I value our friendship too much.
Communication is key,
Facts.
even in friendships, even with us guys. Communication.
All right, bro.
We gotta treat this like a relationship. Honestly, I'm serious.
Punctuality is key too.
I agree,
Punctuality
yeah.
is very key.
That's why I'm
There
single,
is so-
guys.
That's why what?
That's why I'm single.
Oh, yeah, you hit that on the nail.
Yeah, there's a reason.
You.
All right. The next thing is, should you still play you and your ex's song with someone new?
If it doesn't bother
Our
me, I will.
song?
No,
What's our
like
song?
okay, like let's think about it like
song we
this.
used to
Like,
listen
like there's let's say like you and your ex, like you
We have
guys
a
have
song,
like you have a
but-
song that like you guys would play. And like it's not like some song like when you're like trying to wild out. It's just like a song that you both like liked and listened to often. Like it was like when you play it, like you look at each other and like, oh, that's our song. Like let's say you're with somebody new. Are you gonna play that around them, or are you gonna be like, oh no, I can't do it, and you just skip it?
That wouldn't be my first. That wouldn't be my first song that I play, most likely. But it'll.
Okay,
if it's
obviously
like
not
in
the
a
fir-
rotation.
Let's say it's like shuffled and the song pops up.
Yeah, I'd let it play. It'd remind me probably of them, but I'd let it play. I wouldn't skip it.
Interesting.
If it doesn't bother me emotionally, I don't see why not.
That's crazy.
It'd bother me probably. It'd be
That's
like
crazy,
I just
bro.
think about the song, but
That's crazy. Both of you are evil, man.
Why?
Like that song didn't mean nothing to you. Both of you
It
not.
did.
it
Like,
did, and it probably will always. But I'm not
bro,
gonna skip
I
it.
think okay, maybe it's just the way I operate. Like once I like you, or like I loved you, or I care about you, I'm always gonna like care about you just from a distance if it didn't work out. So like some things, because if it didn't work out, I want to keep you away. But like for some things, like I'm still gonna like cherish certain memories.
Yeah.
So like with my ex, like there were a couple songs that were like our song, If I'm like driving and let's say like years from now I have a new girl or something,
Yeah.
and then the song comes up, part of me is gonna be like, oh, that's crazy. I may listen to it like for 5-10 seconds and be like, I had to switch because
Yeah.
I'm just like, it feels dirty to be playing that with somebody else, and then they're like, oh my god,
Interesting.
they're like, oh my god, I love that song. This is our song. I'd be like, nah, bro, that was me
You're
and
gonna tell
her
them the
song, not your. Mate, I will if they ask. I won't lie. So
I believe that you wouldn't lie. Yeah, you
I won't lie.
tell the truth a little too much.
This
I do
guy
need to-
tells the truth too much.
it gets me in trouble.
I'm actually gonna start trying to do that. I'm gonna try that.
Bro, because I think about it like this, people can't get mad at you if you say the truth.
Exactly. I was talking to Kyle about this. Like we were talking about you, and we were like, all right, what is Josh really losing by telling the truth? At the end of the day, really nothing, because whoever he's communicating with, he's just giving them the straight up answer. There's no like way around it, and so I'm gonna try it. You've inspired me to be
Bro, good luck.
not more truthful, just more transparent. I would say, because I don't lie too much. I'm just not giving like 100% the truth.
Every day
That's
is-
kind of lying.
every day is
I'm giving
April
like
Fool's
80.
Day to him.
Every day. Okay, I would say, okay, I wouldn't say that I'm just like blatantly truthful. I would say if they ask me something, I think it's more, I don't know if it's transparent. I take it back. I'm not transparent. I'm honest and I'm truthful. If they ask me, I'm going to tell them the truth. But I don't think I'm going to go out of my way and be like, oh, I did this, this, and this while we were broken up. Or I did this, this, and this
Yeah, of course,
while we were
of course,
together.
of course,
like,
yeah.
no. I'm going to just, if they ask me something, I'm going to tell them. But obviously certain things, like if I know that follow-up questions are going to come up, I might as well just tell them all at once so I don't have to keep getting grilled. And I don't like that.
There are certain like things though where I feel like people don't need to know, even if they're asking. You don't need to tell them certain things. I feel like it won't help. Like, why does someone need to know?
They're asking. I mean,
They
it's
are
like
asking.
a serious topic.
But if they're
and
asking though, and like,
if you're asking,
I
you
feel like
wanna
there's
be
certain
lying.
Okay, give an
truths that hurt
example.
more
Give an
than-
example. Like, be
I don't
real,
want
bro.
to.
Be
I don't
real. Get into it.
like, let's say I don't know, like,
Did you sleep with my best friend? She asked you.
Okay, she asked
like
you that.
while we're not
While you're
together.
broken up, she asked you that.
Like you
and,
slept,
but you
slept
did.
with her, but you didn't know it was her.
But you didn't.
And
Yeah.
it was kind of recent.
Her best friend.
Yeah, but
I
you
would,
didn't
I
know.
would have to
You
tell
didn't
her.
know it was her best friend though.
Oh,
Like, let's say some girl you're talking to, and then things are rocky, and then but you're still single, obviously through all this. Then you sleep with some other girl. You find out it's her best friend.
I would have to tell her, yeah, because if I'm gonna start dating her again, I wouldn't want her to be around that best friend. What the fuck?
Bro,
That's literally actually
you
what
think she's gonna
saying
drop the friend? She's dropping you. What are you talking?
Yeah, fine, that's fine. She can pick the friend
But
over me.
in that case,
that's
would you
fine.
just live with the lie? And let's say the friend is along with the lie, and you just you just kept it in, or would you tell the truth?
What do you mean? Sorry, say it again?
Like, let's say that the friend is like, we're never telling her, and you're just like, all right, bet. Like, you have that option, or you can tell her the truth, but you risk losing her.
I would have to tell her, yeah.
Okay.
Now I would have to tell her. But I'm saying like, okay, let's say you get back with someone that you weren't together with for a while, and they ask you like, okay, like what have you done, or how many girls have you slept with, or whatever.
It's a little specific.
That's a little-
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell them the truth.
We know
like
you
all
don't.
like the amount, no matter how many, or like all the like, to what extent will you stop? If like, what if she's
I-
asking like all the specifics?
For me, I would say the general questions I'll answer right off the
'Cause I
bat.
feel like certain questions that just lead to like it's like insecurity type stuff. Like there's certain things that
Yeah.
you can ask where it's like that's fair.
Yeah,
But it's like when the more you want to know, it's like how's that going to help you?
and I do say that. I have said that.
Yeah.
Like, if they ask me like how many people, who, because if it's in the same area and we run into them, that's gonna be really awkward.
Yeah.
And then if they become friends, she would hate that even more
Yeah.
in certain scenarios. So I would like answer those type of general questions. But if it's like the specific questions, like, did you do this, this, and this? Did you take them out and do this? Or like kind of those nitty gritty details, I would like first ask like, are you sure you really want to know? I would say that one. And two, like, how does you knowing help
Yeah.
this, like if we're trying to restart or we're trying to like get into a better place, or like how does this help you at all? And if they don't give me like a good enough answer where I'm just like, nah, this is just gonna be dragged out or it's gonna be thrown in my face, I'm probably not gonna answer. But if they keep pressing me the way I am, I'm probably just gonna give in and tell them the truth, because then they don't have to wonder or worry anymore. And if they're meant to be with me, then it won't bother them what I did while we're not together. And if they're not, then they'll leave, and that's just how it'll be.
And would you want them to be honest with you? Even
Oh, 100%. I would, if anything, like, if they told me,
how
like,
would you know it's the truth though?
I'll just take their word for it. either way, everything comes out. So if you lied to me, I'll find out the truth. If you told me the truth, I'll find out if
I
you
feel like
told the truth.
it's not unless you really want to know that someone. I feel like why if
I
we're not
don't want to
together.
know. I don't want to
That's
know.
what I'm saying. Like I feel like it's if we're not
Mine.
together, it's not like your business unless it's someone like a best friend or if it's like a cousin or
Still, oh, actually, I don't know that. But
no, of course, like
cousin
yeah,
is crazy.
yeah. But I feel like yeah,
What? If we made it
I wouldn't want to know, and I personally wouldn't ask. If we're not together, like if we're not dating, then dude, you could do whatever you want. I wouldn't ask because I wouldn't want to know.
I
and
agree. I would not ask.
I wouldn't want the person to ask.
But if
why
I
we
did
did.
ask, I better hear the truth.
Yeah, okay, yeah. For
Because
sure,
if they
yeah.
lied to me, see,
agree.
I'd probably be more mad if, like, when we're getting everything out in the open, you told me, like, everything, rather than you told me, oh, I did nothing, or nothing happened, and then months later, or, like, once things are all settled and we're cool, then you tell me, like, oh, maybe this happened, and maybe that. Then I'd be like, all right, so basically you made me feel like shit, and made me feel terrible for what I did. When you did the exact same thing, now forget this. I'd be mad. But, like, obviously every situation is different. Because depending on the girl, maybe I'll get over it. But for a lot that I know in the past, I'd be like, yeah, bye.
Yeah.
Delete my number, lose it. What about you? What would you do with all of that?
Low-key forgot the question.
It's
Because you guys went off on
Yeah,
a
we
tangent.
did go on a little
It's okay,
tangent.
no, we already answered the initial one. We just went on into something else. You would be honest though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But would you ask your ex or whoever you got back together with if they did anything?
I'd probably ask them the same questions they're asking me. I'm not really the type to ask all that.
But why would you ask though? Only if they're asking you.
Well, depends their questions.
Okay.
But for the most part, probably not. Unless I'm like,
Dude, I
pressed
know
on,
you,
like,
bro.
this-
You would want to know.
I probably have like a specific question or two, but I wouldn't have like 50 or anything.
Okay. Well, the next question kind of like is connected to this. All right, let's say that you're talking with somebody, and whether it's somebody new or it's somebody you're currently with, or let's say it's an ex you're trying to get back together with, any type of situation, somebody in your life, and they say like, I don't want you to be friends with this person anymore. Guy or girl, what are you doing? Are you gonna cut them off? Are there certain friends where it's just like, sorry, you have to go?
Are
like,
they? Is it a girl?
If it's
and
a
but
girl, I'd
answer
probably do
answer if
that.
it's both a girl and a guy.
Guy, no, unless he's like
If it's you-
been to prison a bunch of times.
If it's
No.
irrational-
Like she's telling you have to cut off that friend.
Yeah.
Okay, so if the friend, like the guy was,
If he's like a druggie and a mess, but like,
But why would you be hanging with him in the first place?
yeah.
what if it's like one
Well,
of you guys?
no, keep it.
What if it's one of
No,
you
keep it
guys?
into consideration of not like a what if, but like the friend you currently have. Like obviously, like if it's like
it
some
depends.
friend that's doing the most random drugs or it's like a terrible influence, that's easy to let go of. But let's say like not to like pick us, but let's say they said get rid of us or like one of your other boys or like one of your like friends that's a chick. Like what would you do?
I need a reason for it and a very good reason. If she's saying
Bro,
that
he's
after-
dropping us, bro.
No, I'm not. Listen.
We're gone. We're
Bro, you literally said that
We're
other week.
so
Yo,
gone.
if I was dating, bro, you guys wouldn't see me.
Not
We're
like,
so
not like
gone.
that.
No, I'm gonna be honest, guys. I'm gonna be honest, guys. You know, if I was dating someone right now, you guys probably wouldn't see me at all.
Okay, but
All right, goodbye.
as in like I be with them a lot, not
Yeah.
because I'm blocking you guys and deleting you out of my life.
Could be the same thing though.
No.
If we're not hanging out together, then how are we gonna keep up or talk with each other and get to
Once
know
in a
what's
while.
happening in people's lives? Once in a while. True.
But if she's asking, probably not. No, but if we're together for like a month and we're still in that talking stage to like get to dating,
Yeah.
then no.
Okay.
But if we're like 5 years married, then I don't know. I might have to hear her out. But my first
For
answer
what
would
reason?
definitely jump to no. Yeah,
It'd have to be like. Okay.
pretty
Yeah.
damn good reason.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you? You look scared.
Bro, he's folding.
He's
He's
folding.
folding.
I would say no. If it was like irrational, then I'd be like, why do you have a problem with this one person that's my friend? Because I feel like I would. I don't think I talked about it already. Like I feel like the people that I have around me are pretty decent people, so I'd be like kind of confused and thrown off if she's just like, like stop. You have to like stop being friends with them, or I don't want you to hang out with them anymore. Unless, like you said, like if like we're maybe, if they're like a bad influence, or then I'd probably take responsibility, be like, okay, like it's not only them, like it's me. So I'd probably just analyze myself and then them, and then if anything, I'd have a conversation with that friend and just be like, yo, like I don't know
Clean
what's
up your
going on.
shit.
No, it would be like both of us, like we can't be doing this because like my girl isn't liking it, and I don't want her to like not like you, and not like and get mad at me. So let's just fix it up and clean it up and just be better. But I'm trying to think for me, if I were to tell, yeah, it'd have to be a good reason, honestly. And then I'd hear them out. But at the end of the day, if it's like my homie, then I would hope I'd pick bros over hoes.
They're not hoes. They're respectful women. Try again. Or if you're saying
Bros
hoes,
over hugs.
if you're saying hoes, you mean HOE, heaven on earth, because that's what they are. Anyways, for me,
Sure.
no, but for me, I think like it really depends. And I mean that in the nicest way. Like, it has to be a really good reason why you're trying to tell me that I need to cut off that friend. But also, like, I think she has to be, like, around them, like, guy or girl as well. So that if it's a girl, she's not feeling insecure, like, oh, it's some girl that you want to get with. Because that's not the case. They're my friend, and they're just staying my friend. But if it's, like, one of my boys, I don't want them to know them. So it's just like, oh, if they say something wild, it's like, oh, that's just Kyle. Or like, oh, that's
that
just
happened
Nick.
to
So it's
people.
like if they do that, or like if you guys said something that's out of pocket and they don't know you, they're just like, oh, I don't want you around them. But when they get to know you, then it's different. So like, I'd want them to like, if they told me like something after they got to know you and like they spent time around you guys and it was something that didn't seem too crazy, I'd be like, okay, I'll hear you out, but I'm still not cutting off my friend. Because as much as I'd like whoever I'm dating or I marry, like, there's no real guarantee. I mean, marriage is a bit different, but let's say dating. There's no real guarantee they're gonna be with me forever. But my boys or whatever, like friend that I have that's a girl, they're more likely to stick around forever. Granted, I understand the flip side. Like the girl that I end up being with, she's gonna be the one that like wakes up at 2 a.m. with me to like change the diaper of the kid, or
Yeah.
like the one that I'm gonna be like seeing at the end of the aisle. But like I think it's kind of a balance. But also I think it depends on who. Like if my girl said like I have to cut off you two, unless like one of you guys like try to hit on her or something, I probably even want to even say
that's
like
different,
I wouldn't say
yeah.
like, oh, we're done, but I'd probably be like, okay, I can understand, like we can take some space, but I wouldn't cut the friendship. But like I think for guys, I'm probably not gonna end it the friendship, and I would say like we'll work it out. For a girl, I'll probably like see her side because I don't. She knows girls better than I do because she's a
course.
girl. But like for certain like friends that I have that are girls, like I'm not gonna budge. Like either because not even like because I like them like that, but it's because like they're like the older sisters that I never had, and I've already like envisioned like, oh, you're gonna be the aunt to like my kids, or you may
Nice.
be the godmother to like this kid. So I'm not gonna
Nice.
cut them off. But for like some of the other girlfriends like that, maybe I'm not as close to, or the ones that she's just like, I get a bad feeling about, and it could be just be so random. Especially if we're not close, I'd probably be like, okay,
I'll listen.
I got you.
be a good boy.
I'll hear you out. But I think that's kind of my view on it.
I think that's valid. I think that's fair. All right. Well, that's another episode in the books. We'll see you guys in the next one. Nice. 20 seconds to spare.
Good boy.